Objections. What actually are they? And they are things that we hear often, and despite what we might think about them when they pop up, we might sometimes get a sinking feeling going, oh, not that again. They're actually not normally somebody just trying to be difficult. I actually think that they're really just people thinking out loud. And in most cases, if people really wanted to say no, they don't want to have a party, they'd actually say that. Especially if you've worked to build up a good enough rapport with them so they felt comfortable with you, they would have no problem just saying no to you. So if they're not sure about having a party and they're just working things through their mind, they will talk to you about what's blocking them, and quite often all they need is more information. Now, the very best way to prevent objections is to bring them up yourself in the first place. So let's say there's an objection that keeps cropping up. For example, it could be price. People have a problem with the price of some of your products. Now, instead of waiting for somebody to say something, which then puts you on the back foot, what you can do is you can start talking about price first before somebody starts talking about it and planting it as a problem in people's minds. So you can do this for any objection that you hear time and time again. If you bring it up first and you answer it yourself, it takes all of the power away from it and shows that you're open and honest. So let's say, let's do an example. It might be you're selling a product that's quite different to what people are used to, and in your presentation, quite often people will say, oh, I don't know about that, I'm a bit skeptical. So use that, and actually in your presentation, before anyone can speak about it, say something like, you know, when I first saw this product, I was really skeptical. I just couldn't believe what I was being told, and I really expected it not to work. But man, I was absolutely blown away when ... fill in the blanks. Or in the case of recruiting, there's a lot of objections to recruiting, so bring some up first. You could say something like, you know, I really wasn't a party plan person at all. I didn't even go to parties. And I just started this business to get a little bit of extra money. I didn't think I was going to last long at all. And that was over a year ago, and now I'm having a ball. So you're actually saying things out loud that are in people's minds, and you're getting rid of them, so they're not even going to come up at all. Now, with bookings, if you follow the process that I've outlined in the booking series up until now, you should find that most potential objections have already been taken care of. But if you've heard anything in conversations throughout the evening that could lead to an objection, then see if you can find a way of dealing with it up front. So, for example, you could hear somebody say, just to a friend, oh, you know, I was thinking about having a party, but I don't think I could get enough people. Then you just listen to that, file it away in your mind, and when appropriate, bring it up. So maybe when you're talking about the party bookings, you can say something like, you know, if you're thinking about getting some people together, all you need is 6 people, and it could be as easy as getting 3 friends who each bring one of their own friends with them. And then you've just answered that question for her in her mind. She doesn't need 6, she only needs 3. So when you do this, what you're doing is you're moving people further down the track towards making a decision without you actually having to try to talk them into it. Now, there's one thing that's important, and that's always to bear in mind that there's a possibility an objection could just be a no. You might have a person who just, for whatever reason, is unable to say no to you. So they say yes, or they make an objection that they're just trying to sidestep a little bit. So the minute you discover that somebody really doesn't want to have a party, it's important that you don't try to book them. We don't need everybody to have a party, and when you book someone who doesn't really want to do it, you're only going to waste everyone's time, because she's going to cancel and you're going to be left with an empty space in your diary on a night that you wanted to work. So let's have a look at what some of the common objections are that we hear all the time. So can I just ask you to think about, when it comes to bookings, what are some of the really common objections you hear, and just type them into the questions box. Let's see what ones you come up with.
Busy with the kids' sport, and that's a good one.
Busy with the kids' sport, so can't have a party.
Don't have the time.
Okay, so that's like I'm too busy.
Times are popular. It looks like everyone has the time one happening.
Yeah.
People are just too busy.
I'm too busy to have a party.
And people wanting to wait. So like want to have one. I'll have one near Christmas, or wanting to wait until an appropriate time.
Right.
What they think is an appropriate time.
They just want to put it off.
Oh, and my house is too small.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we hear that one a lot, don't we?
Yep. And I don't know enough people.
Okay, that's pretty good. A good start, and they're all pretty common, aren't they? We sort of hear them all the time. I'm too busy. My house is too small. My husband won't let me. I haven't got any friends. Friends won't buy anything, and I don't do parties. So what we can notice right from the beginning is that we pretty much know what all the objections are going to be. And now, apart from the odd one that's thrown in from left field, this is pretty much it, which is really good news because it means it's very easy for us to prepare, so we know what to say when any of them crops up.